Hey guys, back up in the cockpit. Ooh, screeching on the radios. Give me 1 second here. Denellen, Marion County traffic, Skyhawk 7159 Quebec, turning left crosswind, runway 10, Denellen, Marion County. Let's talk about perfecting landings. You heard me say a perfect landing starts with a perfect traffic pattern. Well, let's demonstrate that. Let's show that now. I just turned my left crosswind 300 feet from traffic pattern altitude. Here now comes my traffic pattern altitude, and I'm about ready to turn that downwind now. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Denellen, Marion County traffic, Skyhawk 7159 Quebec, turning left downwind, runway 10, Denellen, Marion County. And I'm making sure I'm level through the turn. Like, look how well we're trimmed up right now, and we're still holding level. I ain't trimmed up just a hair, but this airplane should be flying itself. I'm managing it, I'm making those inputs, and I'm making that adjustment. On downwind, it's so important to get our airspeed in check. Right now I'm going 100, but I'm going to start to slow that on down, and I can do that with some pitch and some power settings. Remember, on downwind, you have a tailwind already. The wind is going to be pushing you ahead. You don't need all that throttle that you have in. So I'm going to start slowing us down. And again, you got to consult your POH. 90, 95 is good for us. That may be too slow or too fast for your airplane. You have to consult it. The next question I'm asking on downwind, am I too close to that runway? Am I too far? Am I creeping in? Am I creeping out? What's that wind doing to me? I'm making sure I'm tracking true and really paralleling that runway up as I'm flying this thing on out here. Everything's looking good. Again, notice I'm not all hands on, no death grips, loosey-goosey on that airplane. Just continuing to fly it. Once I get a beam my touchdown point, which by the way is the beginning of the second center line stripe. There it is. I'm turning my carburetor heat on. I'm bringing my power on back, and I'm giving 10 degrees of flaps. I'm really starting my before landing checklist, which I just ran through. Confirm fuel cycle belts on both seatbelts good. Scott, your seatbelt good? So good. All right, and most importantly, I'm making sure I'm starting a descent, and I'm slowing this airplane on down. When my point gets to a 45-degree point off my shoulder, back like it is now, I can go ahead and turn my base. And let's go ahead and do that. Denellen, Marion County traffic, Skyhawk 7159 Quebec, turning left base, runway 10, Denellen, Marion County. And just a nice, easy turn, keeping that nose coming down, and still babying that throttle back. On base, a common student pilot error is to forget about that throttle. The last time you brought the throttle back was on downwind, and you haven't done anything since. I continue just millimeters at a time, just babying on and out. On base, if the winds permit, I give it my next notch of flaps, which I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3. My flaps take 3 seconds to come down. They're down. Confirm. Looks good. Looking at final now, because I need to time this turn where I don't roll out too early, roll out too late. I want a nice standard rate turn right to final. So I'm going to start it now, and I'm going to look through final, make sure it's clear. And Denellen, Marion County traffic, Skyhawk 7159 Quebec, turn in final, runway 10, Denellen, Marion County. And we're making this turn on here.
Marion County traffic, coming number 810 Hotel Yankees, about 12 miles west of the airport, heading southbound, about 500 feet, Marion County.
Just listen for that guy here. Might have rolled out a little bit early, so I'm going to come on through. Just let the wind kind of push me on through. And right now, landings are all about, guys, where you put your eyes. If I want to hit that beginning of that second centerline stripe, I need to be looking ahead of it here. I'm looking at my airspeed. It's good, right at 75, where I'd like it to be. I'm looking at really the first centerline stripe, knowing I want to touch down at the beginning of the second centerline stripe. When I have that runway made, which I do now, I bring that throttle back to idle. We're just gliding on in right now. Nothing too fancy. Airspeed right at 75, and even getting slower as we get a little bit closer here. It's coming on in. Remember, we don't flare. We transition, general aviation aircraft. Center line, if you're in the left seat, it'll be on your right shoulder. I transition. As I transition, I take my eyes down that runway, down that runway, down that runway, right on that second centerline stripe. Let it roll on out. No need to get on the brakes right now. This airplane will naturally slow itself down. If you need to slow it down, you can do what's called aerodynamic braking. Pull back on that yoke a little bit, take those flaps out, and then move your feet up and onto those brakes to slow that airplane down. Nice normal landing, guys. Perfecting land. It's perfect land starts with a perfect pattern. Manage your airspeed. It's so important, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. See ya.